In this video, we're going to be looking at two separate articles that have just been posted over on the Warhammer community website. The first article features the separate releases for the Heavy Intercessors and the Necron Flayed Ones, and the second article we're going to be looking at is a brand new Warzone carried-on. We actually have the contents page posted from that book now. So let's start talking about the Heavy Intercessors and the Flayed Ones getting their separate boxes, and we have a date for their release, and that is going to be May 2021. Depending on when that comes out in May 2021, we're still about 2 months away from that release. I actually thought these were going to be coming out next month sometime in April, but no, they actually are hitting in May. And when it comes to the Heavy Intercessors and the Flayed Ones, there's been a lot of talk how Games Workshop have initially released this, because the only way to get your hands on these right now is through the Prior Nexus box set, or go over to eBay for people who are breaking up this box set. But please be warned that if you go over to eBay, you're probably going to be paying a hefty price for these models. There has been some deals that people have gotten, which is fantastic, but most of the stuff on there is very, very priced up. Now, there's been a lot of people reviewing the Prior Nexus box set, and I join them in their criticism of GW doing the way they've done it. They've put the Heavy Intercessors and the Flayed Ones in this box set for me just to sell this box set, and I think it's a really crappy way, especially when you look at the price of the Prior Nexus box set of £95 and the amount of models you get in there. I've seen a lot of people saying, yeah, well, there's a lot of terrain in there, but for me, I don't think doors and a bit of like a brick or Necron wall really count as that much terrain. Now, pushing on, and let's talk about the Warzone carried-on contents, because now we can see what is actually in the book. So you've got Warzone carried-on, there's a bunch of lore there, the Furnace Heart, the First Warnings, the Tri-Prong Offensive, and then we go to the campaign rules, you know, the Theatres of War, the Eradicated Wastelands, all that kind of stuff. Now, army rules, this is the interesting thing for me. So we have the introduction, we have the Army of the Renown, the Mechanicus Defense Cohort, Codex Supplement Metallica, Army of Renown, Freeblade Lance, Codex Supplement House Raven, Army of Renown Terminus Est Assault Force, and a Codex Supplement Cult of Strife. We also have a bunch of Crusade rules a part of this content as well. So for people who like to play the Crusade and more narrative, you do have the option with this book. Now, my opinion on this, and I've spoken about this before on my streams and stuff, is that I don't really like the idea of these Warzone books. I understand for the Psychic Awakening, because that was at the end of the whole codexes, and, you know, everyone had their books and stuff like that. But the way that they're releasing these Warzones is in between codexes. Now, I welcome everyone getting rules. Like, I love to see, like, Codex Supplement Metallica, Codex Supplement House Raven, etc., you know, Codex Supplement Cult of Strife. But what I don't like is that they're releasing this between codexes. So I feel like this is kind of like DLC before we even get these books. And what I don't want to see happen is basically Games Workshop holding back rules just to put in these new Warzone books, which should actually be in the main codex book. Because that was my main problem in 8th edition. Like, when I played Imperial Fist, I think I had like 6 books. I had the Space Marine Codex, the main rule book, the Imperial Fist supplement. I even had a White Dwarf like Crimson Fist if I wanted to play Crimson Fist. I had the Vigilus books, and of course I had some of the Psychic Awakening stuff as well. It was like the amount of books I needed just to play a simple Imperial Fist game started to become absolute madness. And I know one of the arguments against that is Valrak, just buy the digital books. I wish that was an option now, but the problem is I'm a person who loves enjoying the lore. And when you go digital with these books now on the Games Workshop app, you only get access to the actual rules. You know, they actually don't put the lore side of the book in there, which is complete madness to me. I think if you're paying for this book and you're putting a code on to unlock the book, surely the GW should give you the full book that you're unlocking, not just the rules. Because, again, the lore is a big part of everyone's hobby. It's certainly a massive part of my hobby. So if that can be fixed and GW can bring the lore side over to the digital aspect of the app, then, you know, I'm all for that. I'm sure it'll make a lot of people happy, myself included. And again, I'm not trashing the Warzone carried-on book at all, or the Warzone books. I'm actually excited to read the lore inside of these books. I just don't want to see this become a trend where they may potentially hold back rules for this book instead of putting them in the main codex, which we all will buy and, you know, or will cherish. Alright, Chaperonios, that is me done for another video. Thank you for coming, thank you for watching. As always, please post your thoughts, feedback down below. I'd love to get your thoughts on the Heavy Intercessors and the Flayed Ones going to their own boxes in May, and of course about the contents of the new Warzone book, or should I say the first book of this Warzone series. See you now, have a great day, and bye bye.